This is Carl from Steve's North End Mower Shop, and we're going to take a little bit of time and explain some of the outdoor power equipment that is at Steve's North End Mower Shop. We have a whole selection of outdoor power equipment for the users, from homeowners to commercial to the residential lineup, and I'll take a little bit of time to go show you some of the features and the benefits of why a zero turn is much more user friendly and much better for the consumer and the commercial market than a lawn tractor that I see people still using lawn tractors, and I'm just amazed why you would still want to use a lawn tractor over a zero turn, because they are so operator friendly. And if you come out to Steve's Mower Shop, we will explain some of the major price points and also why it would be easier to run a zero turn over a lawn tractor and the benefits. Right now I'm standing in front of a Toro Time Cutter Max, and what we have here is a 54-inch cut. It is still a homeowner's zero turn, and some nice features that we can point out is a foot control pedal to raise and lower the deck. They use a pin here that you can visually see what your raise and height of cut, because you may be mowing one area of your yard at one height and another at a different height. But it also allows, with the foot control, push the pedal down and raises the deck up to go over a root, a stump, going in and out of your shed. So that's a nice part of it that is feature friendly and stuff like that. We've added armrests, and to me the armrest is a nice feature, not for your arms, but as much if you're mowing on a hillside, it kind of keeps you from sliding out of the mower. As I said earlier, to me the zero turn market offers a lot of benefits. Engine in the back so the noise is behind you and the heat's behind you. Easier off and on because you don't have to climb over it like a horse, like a tractor, and you have the hood not obstructing your sight of view. As far as operating them, I show people, we will go out and actually show them at the shop, but when we deliver, and again, as you go around looking at mowers, ask some questions about how's the warranty done. Do you have somebody that will actually go out and pick it up if I do need service work? Some of those things have to come into play as you're looking at different mowers. This one also offers a nice feature where you can lift this up to clean it out from underneath. You can access it to blow out the debris and stuff like that. At a later date, we're going to show you what we call a chute blocker. But this is a nice mower. It has a Kawasaki engine and a nice robust frame, and the warranties vary from manufacturers. Here at Steve's Mower Shop, we just brought out a new product that can be added to any zero-turn mowers, and it's what we call a chute blocker. In many applications, the zero-turns throw the grass so far, and it limits where you can get your discharge of your grass. May be going from the house to the flower beds, and what it does is it's open right now, and with a flick of the foot, you can make it go down so that you have it blocked off, that you can go around your house and trim. But in the open yard, you can flick it up and it will stay open, and at that point, you can mow your own yard, but it's controlled with your foot. And that's so nice. You can just drop it down, hit it again, and it drops down. Here I am sitting on a Gravely zero turn, and we have there's different models that fit certain people's needs. We have, to my left is a 42, this is a 52. But some of the features on the 42 and the 52 are basically the same, just no different than on the Toro. But one feature on this one is it raise and lower, and you can see how I can push the pedal. I have a pin here that changes the height of cut. Why would I need that again? I go back just like I did. Height of cut dictates how high of grass, but also mowing conditions. Early this spring, you could be mowing at 3 inches, which is recommended by Penn State as far as the minimum that you should cut your grass at. But also, as we got a little drier into August, you would raise it up maybe to 3.5 to 4 so it doesn't brown out as quickly. But it's very simple. By pulling the pin, there's a number here that tells you where to change the height of cut. But it allows you to go in and out of your going over your ground terrain or going in and out of your sheds. The thing that's nice about a zero turn is you flip this in, the parking brakes are integrated into the handles, so the brakes go off when you bring it forward in. When you take it back out, the brakes go on. So there's no extra levers or stuff like that. Again, as you look at zero turns, we at Steve's Mower Shop will very much ask some questions going over suitable mowers for your needs, meaning how big your yard is, what shed do you have. These are the things that we can help you make better decisions. What is the warranty? We at Steve's Mower Shop have rollbacks to pick up mowers and service them, be able to take care of your needs after the sale. Warranty is always dictated by the manufacturer. They vary on different manufacturers and what they will, but most warranties always say material defect, workmanship, meaning if the handle broke, it's a material defect. But if you run over something in the yard and hit a rock and break the blade, no, that will not be covered. So those are things to consider as far as looking at mowers and going out, buying them, looking at other places that don't have trained technicians to actually offer and explain all the different features and benefits of why you would buy a mower from a dealership, let's say Steve's North End Mower Shop. Here we have the Echo PAS, and what it is a attachment where you have a power head, and there's all kinds of attachments that's available for it. They have two different engine sizes, and then you would have your string trimmer, you have a circular saw, a hedge trimmer. One is articulating, meaning it bends just like my wrist does, and then one straight. You have a chainsaw, you have an extension, you have a broom or blower, you have an edger, you have a mini tiller and a lawn renovator. At the very bottom, I don't know if we can see it, but there's a paddle where it can be used to clean up mulch, or it can be used for light snow on sidewalks. Works real well on the sidewalks for blowing off snow, and instead of using something else like a shovel and back intense. But with this attachment, you have many different choices, and it allows one engine to power many different attachments. It's been very useful and very successful for the consumer and the commercial guy, because you have all one power head, and in a matter of a minute or 2 minutes, you can change it from one to the other. Like I have the chainsaw, and it helps me to, instead of climbing up on ladders, I can run up there and cut off limbs that are in my way when I mow and stuff like that. So that's been beneficial. And then I have the trimmer naturally, and I have a saw blade at home. So there's and an edger. I use the edger periodically to make a nice strong long border along the sidewalk. So it is very versatile, and this is something that Echo offers in the unit lineup. Here we are, we're getting closer to the fall of the year when the leaves are starting to fall, and we have here, what I have is what they call a shred and vac. It has a vacuum hooked onto a blower with a vacuum bag on it, and it has little knives in here to cut up the leaves finer so that when you pick them up, it's not the whole leaf. And this hangs over your shoulder, and then there's a tube here that you can go around instead of getting into your tight areas of your flower beds, instead of trying to blow it out that messes with the mulch and stuff like that. So but it can be converted to a handheld blower that comes right with it. You take off the nose cone, and then it becomes a blower. So it's very versatile, similar to the PAS units. So it's 2-in-1. So that's something nice that Echo has designed. Again, as you look around, make sure you're aware of what the warranty is, how long the warranty is good for. So as you come out to Steve's Mower Shop, those are the things that we would gladly go over, and what is the benefits of buying an Echo over other brands. Here we have a lineup of backpack blowers, and this is the PB model, and it's a backpack blower. It's the largest of what we sell, and then they have different sizes as they go down, different models for different power and actually price driven. So again, it depends on how far you want to go with price and how far you want to brush the leaves. But this model here is the biggest, the baddest one out in the market. And again, this becomes a little less heavier also, and compared to the third model over there, that's the lightest. Maybe Mr. Homeowner, instead of a handheld blower. But we do have handheld blowers. There's two models in there. One has a bigger CFM, and it has a chrome cylinder, which gives you more life durability to go with the handheld blowers. And that's nice for the homeowner that wants to do, again, their yard, and works real well in light snows. When you get a 1 to 3 inch snow and you want to blow off the cars, I use it all the time to blow off the truck and stuff like that. With a 1 to 3 inch snow, it does it much faster than shoveling and stuff like that, or brooming it off. Here we have a lineup of snow blowers, and as we talk about snow blowers as far as the servicing end of it, one of the things this time of the year, especially as we get into September, October, as a consumer, want to really start looking at making sure your snowblower is ready to go, not waiting until we have 6 inches of snow and it's December and you're saying, oh my gosh, it doesn't start. So this time of the year is the time to prepare, get ready. If you're not starting or they haven't started, we gladly will pick them up. We do have a pickup service. If you need to have parts, we do have parts available for many of the engines that are out there, other brand mower or snow blowers and mowers. Talking about engines, we aren't authorized as far as Briggs & Stratton and Kawasaki and Kohler. So if you have needs for those, we have some parts in stock, but it's something to consider. And the other thing is, as far as gas today, we are recommending highly that you use ethanol-free gas. And that's something that we use in our snow blowers. It is readily available. You have to go out of Montgomery County to buy it. There is stores, gas stations up in Douglasville. Two of them have it up there. I'm not endorsing them which one, but they are available with ethanol-free gas, but it is not sold in Montgomery County. Cannot be sold in Montgomery County. So here we have the Toro snowblower. We brought in the models. We have different models available. This is the smallest one we have, but it has some nice features such as quick shoot control. I can turn it left, right, up and down with one stick. So you can see it's very maneuverable, and that's something as you're blowing snow, you need to go from your left side to your right side so you don't blow it in the neighbor's driveway to get him angry, but it also controls it how far you're going to throw it. This has a variable speed drive of 5 speeds forward. It also has what we call single hand control. I engage this one, engages the blower. You squeeze this down, engages the wheels, but I can release the right hand to make the chute turn. And as long as I do that, the blade, the wheels, and the blower keep working. When I let go of it, the engine keeps running, not like a lawnmower, and it stops moving. It does have electric start. You just plug it in to an outlet, and it does not use a battery. So that again is very convenient because they don't want to use batteries, because sitting around the batteries die, then won't be performing. So that's something that we offer with electric start. It is a 110 outlet as far as availability. The other thing that we talk about is the heaviness or the robustness of the gearbox. On the Toro side, and we'll go on the Aaron side, big heavy gearboxes so that when you do hit something, they won't break apart. And that's being nice. And as far as that goes, you'll notice if you look in here, the fan has reinforcements. So again, it is much stronger built than many other models that are out there. We do have them in stock. On the Aaron side, again, this is just a little larger unit. It has the same feature as what we call single hand control. And it has a chute where you just turn it. And then this controls the height of the elevation of the snowblower itself. When you let go of here, it does the same thing. It stops the unit, not the engine. It does have electric start, and it is a plug-in, but they all have a really coil backup on both brands, so that if you were blowing snow and you wanted to talk to the neighbor and tell them how great your snowblower is, you can still start it by pulling the rope and starting it back up. The other thing that, again, on this model has a very heavy cast iron gearbox. It's reinforced in here. It has what we call blades that will cut away at the ice and stuff like that. If you don't get out right away and blow it, that at the end of the road it will chip away, serrated blades as they call it. So that's something that's really nice. They both have metal chutes. There's no plastic involved. If you look at both this one and that one, they both have metal chutes. It's just a matter of choices with the cut and some of the other. This model has what we call auto turn. So when you go to turn it at the end of the row, it has ability to pivot. This model does not, but the bigger models do have auto turn. So it's a nice feature on the Toros and on the Aarons that you don't have to struggle to turn at the end of the driveway. The models that I have in the standing between us is called the Gravely HD series. Heavy duty, yes. This is still rated as a homeowner, not commercial, but it has commercial grade parts and products, meaning the Kawasaki engine. The transmissions are serviceable transmissions, meaning they actually have oil filters on them. The reason it's not rated commercial because it does not have on the rollover protection, or the industry call it ROPS. But there is provisions for it if the consumer says, I still want it. There actually is provisions on the back of here that you can put it on to make it if you feel more comfortable. But this offers some nice features. Again, a much more robust frame. If you look at here, how big box tubing it is. This is a 60-inch deck. This one here is a 48-inch deck. There is a 52-inch deck. So they have variety of sizes, again, according to your ground that you have and how big of sheds and stuff like that. These have some nice features. I can step on it. As you can see, it's easy off and on. That's my point about a zero turn. This still has the foot control, so I can raise and lower it by pulling a pin. The thing about this one is it has a latch, so if I pull this back, now it goes down to whatever height I want it to put it at with the pin, and it latches. So on this model, it actually latches when I raise it all the way up. On the Homeowner series, they do not have that feature. The other thing that I touched on, this seat has an adjustable that you can go in and out for the client that sits on it. The controls are all on one side, so again, it's user-friendly in my opinion, because the choke is here, the throttle is here, the blade engagement's here. As far as features, I keep talking about your sight line is much easier to see than compared to a lawn tractor. You can trim up along, and it cuts down on string trimming time. It also has a better discharge and a quality of cut where you're not putting all the weight on the front wheels with the motor that sits in front of you where the exhaust blows back onto you. As far as operating them goes, I show people how easy they operate. You just, as you push this lever down, the further down you go, the faster you travel. You bring it back, it slows down. You can go right into reverse. You can make a 3-point turn by just a very subtle motion. We will go over this, explain, because we have technicians and service sales people that knowledgeable that use them, can show people what the benefits are. And as far as warranties and sales after the service, we carry parts. We have a system where if you come in a year later, 3 years later, and you want your maintenance items that you choose not to do it, for us to do it, you can do it. We would have records of it, what models you purchased and what your warranty is available to you. So these are two models that we really do well with because it's a step up from the Homeowner series. Here we have the lineup of Echo chainsaws, and there's different models for different usage and different size trees and different, but we have some of the handheld ones that are limbing saws. They call them limbing. This has been a nice popular one because it's very small, as you can see in my hand. This has been a real popular little chainsaw. We get into the other models that they handheld. They have different sizes, and then you get into the full size chainsaw. We're going to have something on the screen and talk about some of the rebates that are available in the next couple of weeks on the Echo products as far as chainsaws and backpack blowers and handheld blowers. So you'll see that coming up, and they'll show different availability and price sales on the mowers and chainsaws. Here we have the lineup of Echo trimmers. Again, this is a market this time of year is not as a need, but we do show different models, and each one has different features. Like this is the most popular SRM225, and again, when you purchase at Steve's Mower Shop, they are fully assembled. We gas, oil, go over the instructions of how to use them and proper. We have a self-winding head that is available that on these models where you can just crank the line in. You don't have to take it all apart. We will gladly go over it. Each model is a bigger motor, different features, and it still has the winding head that we offer it with Echo. So again, the sales force out here will give you a quick rundown on how to feed your own line and how it will install the line properly. And we have a lineup of different style lines that fit different needs on the trimmer market, different diameter lines, plus the different features on this one. Here's what they call Crossfire. I personally use the Crossfire because it seems to be more aggressive. The Black Diamond, again, it's used a little bit less aggressive, meaning you don't have to worry about tearing up the bushes and stuff like that around it. What I have brought in at Steve's Mower Shop, we have a new little hand limbing device. It's a battery operated. You take this off and there's a chain on here, but it's battery operated. It's quick, simple. It's nice that if you're in your own yard and you just need to cut limbs off, instead of grabbing a big chainsaw or something like that, it's battery operated, powered by our batteries from Echo. I thought it was a very useful tool. It can be very maneuverable and something that we at Steve's Mower Shop brought in, and It's available at our shop. Here we have a lineup and we put them on racks, and I know it's later in the season, but as far as bagging leaves, that's a great thing. They are convertible. We have our self-propelled personal pace. One's down here is electric start, so it has a recoil backup. They come with the bagging on it, so in the fall of the year, but the personal pace we demonstrated before, it has a lever or a handle. Your hands stay in contact with it and you just slide it down. The further down you go, the faster you travel. They have height of cut with each notch here by the wheels, and each one represents a ½ inch. But it's a very versatile mower. It's it has the vortex, meaning it helps to suck the air in here and help to pick up the grass or the leaves. It sucks the air in the front end. These models over here, this one up here is a simple push mower, and it's just that. But it does have the bag. The model underneath here has been very successful. It is a 21-inch cut, but it's a single drive, meaning when you squeeze it, it goes at a pace is normal walking pace. And it's more affordable. That's our entry point in self-propelled mowers. Again, it has the bagging ability and the mulching ability. So in the fall of the year, you can take the bag off and it still mulches up the leaves. The bottom mower we didn't have earlier this year. Echo got into the outdoor power equipment as far as mowers go, but it has some nice, extremely good features. It does have the bagger. It has a true side discharge, which comes with it. It has one lever for height of cut, so when you move one lever, all 4 wheels change. It has a larger engine than some of the other mowers on the market. It is a ball bearing wheels. It's plastic rims, but they are actually ball bearing wheels. So it's a much greater upgrade. It has larger wheels on the back end. And this is some of the, we thought to offset some of the, sometimes people just don't like certain models or don't have features. This has a nice feature. Again, the side discharge has been very popular because the Toro models do not offer a true side discharge, and this model comes with it. And it has a height of for the handles, which you can see, and it still uses similar to what the Toro uses as far as a variable speed drive. Here we brought in a roll around blower. It is one that you stand behind just like you do some of the mowers. It is done by Billy Goat. This has, I can't start it up because it makes a good amount of noise, but it has a switch here that it can blow to the left side, a switch here to go to the right side, or it can go out the front. It's equivalent to 8 backpack blowers. So this is something that we brought in. We have some interest in leaves when it's coming due in another month. We get into late October, into November, when leaf season is really taking off. So we thought we would bring this in from, like I say, Billy Goat builds it. It is very maneuverable, tremendous amount of wind speed on it. So something to consider. We do have it in stock. Here we have the Gravely line of the commercial, true commercial. This is what we call the 300 series. This has some nice features such as an adjustable seat. It's a seat that you can adjust for the weight of the person, but you don't see it, but there is rubber isolators. There is rubber shocks here for your foot pads. So as you sit on this thing, it dampens down the vibration that the mower, it creates, so the less fatigue on the consumer. A real high back seat. It does have the roller protection. This one here is an EFI, electronic fuel injection. We have gone to this with Kawasaki, and this is very beneficial because it uses less gas. But I have driven some, and when you mow through some heavy grass, you don't sense the power loss with a normal governor speed engine. This has dual tanks, meaning you have a tank on the left side, tank on the right side. You switch them. So I have personally one at home like this, so when I run out of gas, it gives me the reserve. So that means as a commercial guy, you don't have to have cans on your truck carrying it. You can fill it up in the gas station and mow all day. This is powered with, like I say, Kawasaki. We are an authorized distributor for Kawasaki and Kohler and Briggs & Stratton, and those are the main engine manufacturers that are still out there. This has a toolless cover, meaning that you can just pop these off. This opens up here for accessibility to clean it out, just like we did on some of the other models inside. So it opens up, real easy to access it. Easy off and on. Like I say, when you sit on it, you can see it has a suspension seat and it just goes up and down. Depending on the weight of the person, you can dial it up for heavier or lighter people. It still has the foot control. It's a little different in the sense that it just has a latch here, and then this has a dial that you can actually see what height of cut that you're going to dial it up to. Here I am just showing you that we have 2 rollbacks that we do go out to service, to pick up mowers. We do not do any work at your house, but we will bring them back here to evaluate, give you estimates. So we have 2 rollbacks that do have that ability to come to your house and pick up the mowers. And it's just showing that we can pick them up. You don't have to worry about trying to get a trailer or put them in the back of your pickup truck. There is a charge, but it is very nominal compared to what is out there. So I just wanted to show you we have 2 nice trucks and there's a driver that will come to your house and pick them up. Even if they're not running, we have winches so we can winch them up, take them out of your yard when they do break down.